In this video, I will show you how to turn this into this using 5 high-rise architectural design methods. The tower we will be building is a condo tower in the city of Andea on Cubed Community. It is based on 50 West Street in New York City. The biggest reason why skyscrapers don't turn out is because players didn't have a plan to begin with. The very first step in making any building is to make a list of every single type of room you want and then divide them into sections or floors. For our design, we will be making a residential tower with first floor commercial shops. On the first floor, we will have an entrance to the parking garage, a few shops, and an entrance to the residential lobby. The lobby will have a reception desk, mailroom, and bike room. On the second floor, we can include special amenities like a gym, meeting rooms, and a rentable party space. This condo tower contributes to Andea's goal of affordable housing, which helps lower-income individuals and families to live in the city center in a rent-controlled environment. Floors 3 to 6 are smaller units dedicated to lower-income residents through a government-controlled process. We will have a setback on the 4th floor and use this open space as a common area for the residents to enjoy. From the 7th floor to the top, the rest are standard-sized apartments with 2 penthouse suites on the top 2 floors. Another important architectural design element that should be considered is making sure your tower has distinct sections. Your tower should have a base, middle, and top section. For the base, you can use a couple of different styles. I highly recommend always using a point tower unless you are very restricted for space. Point towers usually are found in Toronto and Vancouver and have a base made of row homes or shops. Having row homes as the base of the tower gives families that don't like high-rise living an opportunity to live a similar street-level lifestyle in the city's core. Another option is for the base to be designed flush with the upper facade. You may go with this design for office towers, but I recommend staying away from it when designing condos. The base should be relatively complex compared to the rest of the tower. The midsection should be repetitive. It doesn't have to be bland, but players should be able to visually identify patterns when looking from bottom to top. Balconies and subtle horizontal lines going up the side of the tower will give it some scale. The top section is typically reserved for mechanical equipment, but you can squeeze it into half or a third of the roof area and use the rest as a community gathering space. Green roofs are also great to have. Having the correct proportions will make the build much more pleasing to look at. There is no 100% correct way, but you will get an eye for it the more you practice. If you want your tower to feel tall, having your build complex at the base mixed with strategic setbacks is actually a great way to make the tower feel much taller than it actually is. Having a flat facade all the way up gives no sense of scale. You may also choose to split up your build with architectural design changes. A small amount of depth in your facade can go a long way. I don't mean 4 or 5 block depths, I mean somewhere between half a block up to 3 blocks. The first way you can do this is by using glass panes rather than full glass blocks. Even if you decide to use full blocks, you can add vertical glass panes which will draw the player's eyes upwards. You can also use setbacks as your tower goes up. Not only does this provide depth, but this is also a real structural engineering technique. By reducing the building's floor area on the upper floors, there is less weight, which means the tower supports at the bottom can be smaller. For residential towers, you may choose to use balconies that are integrated into your facade and that work with your design. Balconies that are sticking out of the wall may follow a pattern. This tower in Ottawa, named the Claridge Icon, is a recent development that uses this technique. It was designed to imitate the swaying reeds of the nearby Dow's Lake. Make your tower work with the buildings around it. Your tower should always complement the city. Don't try and draw too much attention to it by using crazy designs. Having too many iconic buildings will make the city look messy. In high-density cities, you will often have mid-rises connected to a high-rise. If they were separated, the design would either be blank walls or windows that face directly into the other building. Connecting them provides more floor space and makes the city feel overall more united. Design-wise, you likely want to draw the eye into the middle rather than to one side. You can do this by having the top of the tower slant upwards towards the center. Choose materials that are similar in color to the buildings around it. Andea is thoroughly planned so that districts follow a similar color palette. Style-wise, it is always nice to have a blend of mid-century and contemporary glass structures. This will provide you with a nice blend of contrast. If you want more technical information on high-rise design relating to structural elements and office building floor plans, I have a video from a couple months ago that you can watch using the link in the description. If you found this video useful, hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It only takes a second and it really helps me out. I'm also planning a 4 or 5 part video series about planning and building an airport, so please consider subscribing if you are interested in watching it. I'm always open to video ideas, so leave a comment saying what you want me to make next.